All right, guys, what's up? Let's get into business real quick. I got a lot to say today. I'm very disappointed with myself today. So this is how I lost $612.50, and it's just because I made the stupidest mistake, and I didn't. And after analyzing my trade today for about an hour, I mean not hour, but like it took me only a couple minutes to see what the hell I did wrong, and I basically was in the middle of looking at my strategy setup, and then I threw everything away. I threw it all away. So, like I said in previous videos, trading is gonna test your ass. It's gonna test you. It's gonna spit you up and chew you out. And you know what? This this is what happens. This is exactly what happens. Anyway, let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. I don't want to yap your ears off. Here's the deal. So my bias today was bullish. Why was it bullish? Here's the deal. Here's the fucking deal. Daily time frame, we have a daily low right. We have a daily low right here. On the 4-hour time frame, we have relative close down here, and then on the 1 hour, just 1 hour shit. Of course, we have Asian high, London low. Yeah, no, sorry. Asian high, Asian low, but this was way below Asian low, so scratch that off. Scratch that off. London high, London low. I was suspecting. So since we were bearish coming into New York Open, my plan was to wait for either a S&T divergence to form on the 5-minute time frame, or for our key levels to get swept out, followed by 5-minute break structure with 5-minute confluences, and to take out these highs or this high. Beginning, I was thinking about these highs, but then after seeing market open, then I was expecting like, okay, this high maybe, or this high maybe. So anyway, so let's go on the 5-minute time frame. So obviously, we swept out London low. And then we kept fucking sinking. Just like the past couple days, we just been fucking selling off. We've been selling off like no other day, and it's just because we're in a flash crash right now. Luckily we're away from all-time highs. Like we just kept on going up, like making new all-time highs. So honestly, kind of thank God we were due for a flash crash no matter what. That happens on every index, happens everywhere. Sorry, I don't like making my videos when there's a bunch of light in the room. I like to make it dark and mysterious, guys. Anyway, so what was I saying? So back to everything. So here's this. So we were crashing, and then as you can see, had a retrace, and then we swept out daily lows. What is a daily low? Daily low is, as you can see, move down, move up. This is the next daily low. This is also daily low. Move down, move up. As you can see, it all got swept out. Anyway, back to our trading. Oh, well, it got swept out around 1:10 p.m. my time. So because of that, this is where I basically threw everything away. Guys. Okay. So here's the deal. I was expecting a S&T divergence. So here's it. We have a higher time frame S&T divergence, but we have no 5-minute S&T divergence. And here's the deal. I didn't get much sleep last night. And see, this is why I tell you, when it comes to day trading, you need to be disciplined. All right? Especially myself. I'm talking to myself here. Be fucking disciplined, dude. Go the fuck to bed. Like, Jesus fuck, man, dude. Fucking brokey over here, fucking trying to trade. Well, I know how to trade. It's just you yourself is what's going to make you unprofitable. I'm profitable I'm profitable, but this month I'm profitable, but like if I keep doing this, if I keep doing shit like this, then I'm never gonna make it out in trading. I'm just gonna be another fucking fuckhead in this fucking market. Sorry guys, I really disappointed myself today. I'm really mad about it, but you know what? It is what it is, and we're gonna come back stronger next week. So here's the deal. So Nasdaq swept out daily low, whereas ES didn't. Okay, I was like, all right, bet. So what I could have done is since I'm used to basically when a key level gets swept out, there's always a 5-minute SMT that happens. You know, low, higher low, and the other index is low, then lower low. That's an SMT divergence, and then you trade whatever one gives you the setup first, or whatever one has better key levels, like 5-minute key levels, 1-minute key levels, 5-minute confluences, whatever gets you to your take profits first, or stuff like that. That's the one you want to trade. It's usually always a lagging index, but it just kind of depends. It just depends on price action, order flow. So here's the deal. This is the first time seeing that there's no 5-minute SMT divergence, and since that, this is why I learned today. It's a great learning lesson today. What I could have done. Actually, hold on. Let's save that for the end. We're gonna save that for the end. I'll talk it through all that. I'm gonna talk through what my setup, my thinking, and why my thinking was 10,000% wrong. Okay, here's the deal. My dumbass decided to go on ES and be like, oh, here's an order cock. It got hit. Let's go to the 1 minute. It got hit right here. Oh, break of structure. And then I was late entering. So anyway, we entered, stop below this. One contract size was a little too much. That's why $612. Take profit up here. Obviously it gets hit around 11 o'clock, 11:04, 11:03 my time. So guys, this was not an order block. This was not an order cock. This was not an order block, guys. This was not a fucking order block. No order blocks form on. Oh my god, dude. This is why you need to get adequate amount of sleep. If you're fucking way too tired, if you're about to pass out in the chair, just don't fucking trade. Don't fucking trade. Fucking disappointed with myself today, bros. But you know what? It's part of trading. It's gonna test you. So now you guys know, okay, yeah, he basically, what kind of bullshit is that? Yes, I understand. That's what I'm looking at this right now, looking at what kind of bullshit did I just trade. Okay? So, yes, I know. If you want to judge. Go right the fuck ahead. I'm a fucking idiot. I understand. Alright? Anyway, this is exactly what I should have done. Okay? But, I mean, here's the deal. I have not experienced a hard time from SMT without no 5-minute SMT forming, because then it's like, okay, bet. So we got a higher time frame SMT forming, and then we also have a 5-minute SMT forming, which means I can go down to my strategy calls for go down to the lower time frame, which is the 1 minute. Look for break structure. If I want to enter, I can enter, or I can wait for like a fair value gap. I can wait for equilibrium or stuff like that. All right. I mean, I like extra confluences, but I also do enter off of break structures as well. But it's up to you as a trader. That's completely up to you as a trader. All right. No one can tell you how to enter, but that shit is up to you. Me, I like to wait for extra confluences whenever I'm not confident with price action. That's why they're called continuation confluences. Or you can just be like, you know what? Break structure is all I need. Enter right away. Then boom. See how your win rate is. What I could have done was that, okay, if I see that we have a higher time frame SMT off these daily lows, daily lows, whoop, right there, right? And these are like, oh, whoop. It's like, okay, 1 minute, let's see if we form an SMT. So, okay, we got low, higher, high. Or higher, sorry. Low, higher, so low and then higher low. It's like, okay, well, while also monitoring ES at the same time. It's like, okay, so low, so high, okay, and then boom, boom. It's like, okay, so, and people was like, well, what about this and what about this and this? Well, dude, we swept out a key level on Nasdaq. Okay, like we're calling for longs. I was already bullish today. And obviously it worked out in my favor. My bias was worked out in my favor completely. It's just my entry was terrible. It was dog shit. It was dog water. I shouldn't even be a fucking trader because of this bullshit. But anyway, this is something I took. I put in my notes and saying like, hey, if there's no 5-minute S&T divergence after a higher time frame S&T divergence, when it comes to reversals like this, or even if there's like continuation. So here's the deal. Like let's say higher time frame is bearish, and that pre-market conditions calls for bearish market open, like you're just waiting for that continuation confluence to keep going lower to get a short position, right? Of course, look for a 5-minute liquidity. Oh, S&P divergence happens off of 5-minute liquidity, then it's immediate 1 minute, and then look for that shit, right? But here, higher time frame S&T divergence happens, and that's when you look for 5-minute S&T and a 5-minute S&T divergence, and that's what always happens. But this time, it never happened. Okay, so therefore, I basically threw my strategy away, looked for a 5-minute break of structure, which it worked out in my favor. I'm not gonna lie, it did work out in my favor. If I wanted to wait for a 5-minute break structure, which we got right here, and then wait for 5-minute confluences, so like 5-minute fair value gap, 5-minute equilibrium, it would have worked out in my favor. I could have entered right here, stop below, this lower here, because there's a 1-minute fair value gap, or right here, just whatever your risk is, or Nasdaq, whatever, right here, boom, 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 stop right here. And then it just stops below right here. It would have worked out in my favor no matter what. I would have won this trade today, but for some reason, I just suck at this. Okay, my mindset. I'm not saying I suck at this. I'm really good at this. My bias was right again. Watching markets, watching price action, understanding that forming a bias is literally critical. Okay, and that key levels is fractal. Price action is fractal. It can go across all markets. It's just, this is a new thing that happened to me today. Understand that, hey, I could have no 5-minute S&T was formed, and I'm used to 5-minute S&Ts forming after higher time frames, like 1 hour, 4 hour daily key levels being swept out, whereas the other index doesn't sweep it out. And it's like, okay, well, this just happened, and I'm seeing a 5-minute S&T divergence off of this. Therefore, I can easily go down to the 1-minute time frame. As long as there's a 5-minute S&T, I can go down the 1-minute time frame maybe for a break structure, enter, or I can just wait for 1-minute break structure followed by 1-minute confluences and then enter. But as you can see, there's a 5-minute break structure on both time frames, both indexes respected 5-minute confluences. And my one and only take profit up to this 5-minute, considering one contract size only. This was going to be my final take. This is my one take profit only. I mean, I don't have much of a big account to be risking that much contract size wise with the stop loss correlated to the stop loss. But because I only have a $50,000 account risking $500. I mean, if you understand about points and shit like that, there's not a lot of room for stop loss. So I'm risking a little bit over 1%. Just kind of depends on the day, or it depends on price action, how volatile it is. But as you can see, this is what I could have done following my S&T divergence strategy when it comes to higher time frames, lower time frames, and then this is something new that has happened to me today. Lower time frames. Basically entry level. The time frame that I enter on, but that's a very risky play. Very risky play. So quite frankly, if I didn't want to be that risky today, I could have just waited for 5-minute confluences, which would have happened around 10, or basically around 10 o'clock my time. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, when it comes to the markets, you're always going to be learning new things. You're always going to be learning. It is what it is. It is. I mean, price is fractal. Everything applies to every time frame. There's not one right answer. It's just what you understand as a trader. And even if you're going to learn from someone, you got to remember something that it's not a fixed strategy. It's basically it can be applied through all time frames. It's just how you utilize them and what you understand, what you are confident with. If you're confident with your strategy, then you're going to reap the benefits. If you're not, then you're going to be fucked. So this is something I just learned today. It's something that I just got new today. You know, I understand that I was on a winning streak, lost one trade from I think a mistake I made, and then we have today. But you know what? We're gonna come back stronger next week, and it is what it is. We're gonna wait for A plus setups only. We're not gonna be taking blind trades where we're just like, you know what? I think it's gonna be going up. We're gonna be taking only A plus setups. I haven't made a video because there hasn't really been many A plus setups recently, which is why I haven't really been posting anything. But today definitely I can see some improvements I can do. I can definitely, and some things I can put in my notes, especially when it comes to my strategy. I have a Google document that has my full strategy breakdown with every incident that happens, and I study it. I'm gonna be studying it a lot more now. And I added this. I basically make notes just so that I have a refresher on my strategy, understanding like, hey, if this happens, and knowing this today, that like, hey, I forgot that I do this. Even though I've been training for almost 2 years, I think coming up, I think it's gonna be 2 years or maybe like 75, like 1 year and 75% for 2 years. Sometimes you just need to basically always be back testing, always be studying your strategy, always understand like, hey, like what can I do better, what can I do this. That's what makes you a better, more profitable trader. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for watching my videos. Thank you for the support. I mean, hopefully there's support out there, but anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Of course, one losing day equals one big winner, and I can feel that winner coming up. You just gotta lock in, and just basically understand the flow of the market, understand the strategy, understand like, hey, like this happens, we wait for this, and this, you know, so that we're not second guessing ourselves. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.